Good to all of you viewers of Equinoxe Television. Welcome back from the weekend. It's time for the news in the English language. We thank you so much for being with us tonight. Our major stories this evening: horror in the west region of Cameroon. In the Nous division, as a man killed and dismembered his ex-wife in a pool of blood. The villain, after committing the crime, was found hanging from a tree lifeless. We take you to the Maswan village where the carnage happened in this news edition. Plus, the Pope has come and gone, leaving behind key messages of good governance, justice and peace, dialogue and reconciliation. Will all those recommendations be put to practice by the governments of Cameroon and Cameroonians as a whole, or they fell on deaf ears? An answer in this newscast. Viewers, those are our lead stories. Details and more in just a moment. Welcome back, viewers. Thank you for the confidence. Thank you so much for always being with us. We begin with this sad news story from the West region. A woman in her mid-30s has been dismembered allegedly by her ex-husband in the Maswan village in the Nous division of the West region of Cameroon. The shocking discovery was made after the ex-husband was found hanging from a tree. Immaculate Fogwe tells us more in the report which comes up next.
Nfaitok II, mother of 5, brutally killed allegedly by her ex-husband Jouées in Maswan, Nous division, West region of Cameroon. Her face, arm, hands and feet chopped off with a machete. The couple had been divorced for over a year after 20 years of marriage. After a year of separation, Nfaitok's ex-husband Jouées, who is a taxi driver in Yaoundé, visited her family in Maswan, West region. He convinced her family to let her go with him, saying he wanted to reconcile with her. The next day, Tubo's body was found hanging from a tree. They searched his pockets and found the keys of his room, where the police discovered Nfaitok's brutally mutilated body. The brutal murder of Nfaitok and Jouées' shocking suicide has devastated the community of Maswan. The couple's 5 children are left orphaned and their family mourns their loss. As investigations continue, the family members wonder what must have provoked such cruelty.
Sad indeed. And on April 19, that was over the weekend, a terrible accident happened in a locality called Bandengo. It claimed the lives of at least 12 people and left 15 others severely injured. The disaster took place after a public transport minibus veered off the road and violently collided with a tree. Following the tragedy, regional authorities in the far north region visited the scene to offer support to the victims. Loma Eru has details.
It was on Sunday, 19 April, that a minibus coming from Chabali in the North region going to Gaoundere suffered from brake failure on the highway, ending its journey on a tree. The violent shock caused the death of 12 people and 15 injured.
Mengs.
Alerted, security authorities rushed on the scene for assessment. The injured victims were transported to a health center in Bajengo in Gaura in a critical situation. After this tragic incident in the National Road Number 1, the senior divisional officer of the Benue Division, Umaru Ahmad Wabi, laid out a provisional statistics of 12 deaths, including 3 children, 2 critical injured people. Investigations are ongoing to determine the real cause of this tragic incident, which once more questions security measures on the National Road Number 1.
And as Pope Leo XIV leaves from Cameroon, the stretch of road linking Douala, the Douala International Airport to Saint Michel Terminus roundabout is already sliding back into disorder somehow, raising fresh questions about whether the cleanliness or hygiene, security and others witnessed during the papal visit were truly sustainable or merely a temporary show. Along the axis from the airport through Ndokpasi to Japoma, heaps of garbage are reappearing, while roadside trading activities are gradually resurfacing. Innocent Ase reports.
The stretch of road linking the Douala International Airport to the Saint Michel Terminus roundabout, used by the Holy Father Pope Leo XIV during his 4-day stay in Cameroon to visit patients at the St. Paul Catholic Hospital in Douala and later return to the airport for Yaoundé, is gradually slipping back into disorder. The discipline and order enforced days ahead of his arrival are visibly fading, with familiar scenes of chaos resurfacing. Days before the arrival of Pope Leo XIV to the economic capital city Douala, authorities took dispositions to ensure that no cattle is found along this stretch that leads to the St. Paul Catholic Hospital in Nilong, Douala. Days after the departure of the Holy Father, we can see herders returning with their cattle searching for pasture. No authority is seen around to implement that order. Their presence in the heart of the city is abnormal. They need to be relocated further away. Just meters away from Antrebille, heaps of garbage are already piling up along the axis leading to Japoma, where the historic pontifical mass was held, marking a disappointing return to neglect after a brief spell of cleanliness. It raises questions as to whether the measures were merely a temporary show by the authorities.
I'm very disappointed. After 2 days, we don't go, and the CDT don't come again. Small. No, I'm very disappointed.
At the Ndokpasi 3 market area, traders who had been cleared from the roadside have gradually returned, resuming their activities and reinstating the disorder that had temporarily disappeared during the Pope's visit. This is in Ndokpasi 3 market area. Before the arrival of Pope Leo XIV to the economic capital city Douala, council authorities took dispositions to send off traders from selling along the roads. But today they have returned, and speaking to some of them, they say it is an opportunity to regain their activities in order to put food on the table. The Pope is gone, and of course life has to continue. The reason why they have resurfaced. We hustle along the roadside to survive because shops inside the market are too expensive for us. Before the passage of the Pope, the city council confiscated my goods. Now we are back trying to earn a living to feed our children, despite having certificates but no jobs. We are appealing to the authorities not to drive us away, because this is where unemployed youths like us manage to make a living. They further revealed the hardship they endured after being displaced from the area, underscoring the difficult balance between maintaining order and securing daily income.
S'ils ne reviennent plus nous embêter, c'est un peu l'opportunité pour reprendre petit à petit.
As for the rehabilitation works, reinforced security measures and restored order witnessed during the visit, some residents see this as clear proof that authorities are capable of delivering quality services, raising questions about why such standards are not maintained beyond high-profile events. A resident, for instance, expressed the expectation that the government would sustain the same momentum by continuing nationwide maintenance efforts even after the Pope's departure. The situation now raises broader concerns about sustainability, whether the changes witnessed were merely cosmetics and event-driven, or if lasting urban discipline and development can truly take root in the absence of global attention.
Thank you, Innocent. As we stay with you still on local development faced with challenges in tax collection, outstanding municipal levies, and the transition to program-based budgeting, Douala 4 Council still closed the 2025 financial year with a surplus of over 194 million francs CFA. Yet, with a population of over 250,000 inhabitants, expectations remain high for stronger or better performance and more visible development at the local level.
Despite challenges in adapting to program-based budgeting and improving tax recovery,
malgré un contexte marqué par les défis,
Douala 4 Council has recorded a budget surplus of over 194 million francs CFA for the 2025 financial year.
Nous avons maintenu le cap de développement.
An outcome authorities attribute to disciplined financial management.
Donc, que quand il y a la volonté, on peut faire beaucoup de choses, même avec très peu de moyens.
The figures were disclosed during a municipal session devoted to the examination and adoption of the administrative account.
En ce qui concerne l'analyse de l'exécution budgétaire,
the mayor told councillors that the initial budget of over 3.5 billion francs CFA was revised upwards to more than 3.8 billion following special authorizations.
CFA après intégration d'autorisation spéciale.
However, revenue mobilization remains a concern, with only about 2.26 billion francs effectively collected out of more than 3.1 billion issued, representing a 59.4% realization rate.
Par rapport aux prévisions totales.
While tax revenue stood at 73%, over 842 million francs CFA in additional municipal taxes are yet to be recovered.
Mais malgré cela, vous avez pu réaliser toutes les performances qu'on a pu restituer tout à l'heure.
On the expenditure front, total spending reached just over 2.7 billion francs CFA. Operating costs were maintained at around 1.4 billion, while investment spending exceeded 1.16 billion francs, focusing on infrastructure and basic services. With a population of over 250,000 inhabitants, council authorities say the results reflect ongoing efforts to improve local development.
L'amélioration du cadre de vie de nos concitoyens.
Present at the session, the senior divisional officer for Wuri praised the council's effort while urging officials to do more in meeting the growing expectations of the population.
Le destin relatif à l'amélioration des conditions de vie de nos populations.
The SDO also assured of government support to local councils to help meet development goals.
Le gouvernement de la République s'est engagé à permettre que l'ensemble des ressources dédiées à nos collectivités territoriales décentralisées puissent leur parvenir.
As Douala 4 Council consolidates its financial gains, the challenge now lies in boosting revenue collection and translating budgetary discipline into visible improvements in the daily lives of its residents.
And now the Holy Father, Pope Leo XIV, has come and gone, leaving behind key messages of good governance, justice and peace, dialogue and reconciliation. But now, will all those recommendations by the Holy Father be put to practice, or they fell on deaf ears? An answer in this report attempted by Babila Jonathan.
The 101 Air Force Base in the nation's political capital Yaoundé, before thousands of faithful, Pope Leo XIV delivered what many call his most direct message, a moral appeal to break the chains of corruption. He urged Cameroonians to make a bold leap in conscience. He warned that corruption disfigures authority and threatens lasting peace. Addressing the challenges of the digital age, the Pope turned his attention to ethics in technology. He asked that artificial intelligence serve humanity, not replace it, and cautioned young people against what he called bubbles of easy consensus, creating algorithms. He also reminded the world that the race for digital minerals must not destroy Cameroon's forest. At the Catholic University of Central Africa, Pope Leo XIV emphasized education as a bridge between cultures. He said knowledge must combat ignorance, and the wisdom of elders should meet the energy of youth in mutual respect and hope. Before departing from the Yaoundé Simale International Airport, the Pope made a heartfelt plea for peace in Cameroon's crisis-stricken regions, calling for the silencing of weapons and urging all to become living letters of the gospel through charity and service.
And now over to the southwest region, we move on to Akwaya, where the people of Asaka village in Akwaya of Cameroon's Manu division are fleeing for their lives, abandoning homes, farms, and a heritage built over generations. Suspected Fulani headsmen from Nigeria have launched brutal attacks with guns, arrows, and machetes, destroying crops, livelihoods, and taking away lives. Thousands now face an uncertain future, as we hear in this report by Rex Afon. He tells us more from Boya.
After seemingly being left all alone to use their bodies as shield against incoming bullets, arrows, and matches from suspected Fulani headsmen from neighboring Nigeria, who are said to have launched countless brutal attacks, the people of Asaka village in the Akwaya subdivision of the Manu division have resorted to the only option left, fleeing for their lives and for the majority to unknown destinations.
As you can see, the people of Bombay and Asaka are already in between Batanga. Some are heading to Bakwa. Some have said they don't actually know where they are going to, but they just need to leave.
For months now, communities in this area have been targets of relentless attacks by armed men purportedly coming from Nigeria. These invaders have not only destroyed crops but also taken human lives. Asaka village, home to thousands of Cameroonians, both young and old, has been particularly hard hit by this escalating crisis. Today, the village stands largely abandoned, emptied involuntarily by fear and survival. This ongoing crisis, however, seems to draw little attention from those who must act. No concrete measures have been taken to condemn the attacks or to safeguard the lives and properties of the people of this locality.
Same scenario of yesterday continue today.
Thanks, Rex. We stay with you still in the Manu division, but this time around we take you to the Nfaitok II village, where for years now the people have struggled with the combined effects of internal challenges and the ongoing armed conflicts plaguing the northwest and the southwest regions for several years now, and have slowed down progress of their community. Despite being richly endowed with agricultural potential, the village has long struggled to fully harness these resources.
For the past 15 years, the people of Nfaitok II in the Manu division have not savored the richness of their culture, partly due to internal challenges and more so because of the advent of the armed conflict.
For the first time again after 15 years. So before the crisis, the village had had its own internal crisis. Coupled now with the crisis of Nous that everybody knows. So the silence has been broken. And for me, it's a huge success to bring back the family unit, which is a community, together, to be able to instill peace in the hearts of the youth.
Now, they can gladly celebrate it. The chief of the village, Mfo Seseku, Lord Justice Agbo James, who also doubles as the Vice President of the Court of Appeal for the Southwest region, during the cultural week, gathered sons and daughters to share a common meal and to remind them of the importance of being ambassadors of peace.
Peace is the main issue of our discourse, because, first of all, the head of state, President Paul Biya, has given out a hand to the separatists to come out, and in this our locality, this village, we have succeeded to make sure that there is peace and calm and serenity in this village, so that we don't have anything like separatists here again. We are now, so that is why we dance till morning and we don't have anything to fear.
He also emphasizes that the development of their locality should be a priority for all sons and daughters of the land.
The people of Nfaitok who are listening to me, both the ones here and the ones who are not here, the message is that we should love one another. We should love one another. There should be peace. There should be unity. There should be development. All of us should work to the development of this village.
Nfaitok II is one of the villages within this area, richly blessed with agricultural potential, yet it is still striving to meet expectations.
And now we move back to the northern regions, where insecurity in Cameroon's far north threatens the upcoming fourth general population and housing census, with approximately 300,000 people displaced in the Mayo-Sava division. While training continues for census takers, they face challenges regarding field security and equipment reliability remains a major preoccupation as well. Thus, calls have increased for security to be reinforced to ensure an accurate count. Mala Glory takes us to the Mayo-Sava division of the Far North region.
We are in the Mayo-Tanaga division, where approximately 300,000 people have been displaced to other areas due to increase at the region. And because of this, many believe it will affect the fourth general population and housing census, as well as the general livestock and agriculture census in the region. Gekam Ghislaine Marius, technical supervisor in the Far North region for the general census for housing, agriculture and livestock, says that such cases have been taken into consideration and questions have been drafted in which individuals will be expected to answer accordingly. He was speaking in the course of a program organized to train census takers, during which they presented some constraints which might affect their work. She explains that to carry out this activity, they will go to the field, identify different homes and later proceed with the counting. But insecurity will be their greatest challenge.